Recession has been canceled. We are no longer expecting recession. I know, we've all been screaming it. Everyone has been screaming it. Heck, I've been screaming it. You've seen it. You've felt it. Things are more expensive. Income is still the same. You felt the economy is not doing as good as it should. It's slowing down. And so recession is going to happen any day now. But the numbers are showing different. The numbers are showing the economy is not slowing down. It's actually speeding up. And it's all due to our spending. Second quarter growth has been revised from 3.3% to 3.8%. Why is that? Our spending. Durable goods, that is your home appliances, the big ticket items, home appliances, cars, trucks, machinery, that has been great. Consumer spending for the month of August, amazing. So much so that GDP for the third quarter ends in a couple days, is now expected to hit 4%. And remember, consumer spending makes up 3/4 of the GDP. Not only is consumer spending doing well, it's the discretionary spending. This is what usually we would get rid of or stop spending on when things are tight or when we think things are tight. Oh no, that is doing well. I thought we were all in this together. I thought we were all feeling like we need to hold on to our money. But these numbers are showing differently. Now, another interesting thing, I got this from a Fortune article. Another interesting thing about this data is that even though our spending is up and our income has been the same, our savings rate is not bad. It's at 4.6%. So according to these numbers, our spending has been great. Our savings rate is good, as in it hasn't dipped, it hasn't increased, but it stayed the same, which means we're not in a bad shape. Right? But then here's the interesting part about this article. The spending is mostly done by the top 20%, the wealthy 20%. And so it is masking the fact that the bottom 80% are not doing as much spending. That was a part of the article that started making sense to me because I thought, am I in a bubble? Right? Maybe my algorithm is giving me the same doomed information about the economy. Right. But it then broke it down that the bottom 80% earners are not the ones doing the spending. It is mostly the top 20% driving the growth, which makes me think, if you are in a position of power where you write the policies and stuff, wouldn't you ensure that these guys keep being able to spend? Wouldn't you ensure that the policies favor them so they can keep the economy going? I mean, that's what I would do. That's common sense, right? If it's this 20% guys, wouldn't you then ensure that continues? And so therefore the policies and the positions you take and the things you put in place would be to ensure that they keep getting the money they need to keep the economy going, right? And I think that's what we all see right now. And unfortunately, that's what these numbers mask. It makes it look as though all is well. We're actually not doing as bad as we think we are. And I do this video and tells you all is well, and you go out spending thinking all is well. But really, it is not the true picture because it's only a selective few who are able to do this spending. There will be an even more divide between the wealthy and the non-wealthy because we're now at a place in our economy where we need them to keep the economy going. We need them to keep spending, even their discretionary spending, to keep the economy steady. To be fair, the article did mention that recession is not exactly canceled. And like I said, this article is from fortune.com. It's actually not canceled because one, should the top 20%, should anything happen to them, there goes the economy. And two, the housing market is not doing good. In fact, the number of permits issued is now at the pandemic era rate, which is not great. And if you know anything about the housing market, it really eats into everything else. And so if the housing market is not doing good, it's only a matter of time, i.e., we are probably going to see the repercussions of that come early next year. And this article really cements for me what I discussed in the previous videos. The divide between the haves and the have-nots is only going to keep increasing because of the way things are set up now, right? The economy, the way the economy is, it's only going to get worse. The only way we regular folk, the bottom 70, 80%, can keep up pace or at least ensure a comfortable lifestyle. I mean, I hate to say that, but the only way we can really be in a good financial standing, an easy financial standing, is acquiring assets, making sure that that cash is yielding even more cash. How do you do that? Well, first of all, where are you saving your money? Put it somewhere where it's bringing you a lot more than 1 cent every year, right? And then looking into investment, your stocks, your stock market investment, so that your hard-earned cash is bringing you cash, is retaining its value, and also bringing you cash. Yes, the stock market can crash. Yes, I know. But what other options do you have? You leave it in a savings account and you're still losing value. Now, do not go put your emergency fund where you need your emergency fund. Don't put that in the stock market. Put that in a high yield savings, right? Until high yield savings is no longer high yield. And we'll see what else we can do, right? Assets, property, land, or business. If there's a business, you've vetted it and it's going to be bringing in money, it's worth it. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so do your research and do as you please what works for you. Whatever you can think of that can bring in money is a better move than just spending it on things that don't matter, things that eat up your money, on liabilities, on credit card interest, on things. Now, you should have a good quality of life, yes, but you should have a balance. You don't want to be heavy on enjoying life and quality of life. You only get it obese, right? You want to have a good quality of life, live, but also channel a good chunk of your money into something that brings in money. In the meantime, recession is not happening because the big boys and big girls are doing what they're supposed to do. They're spending, and unless something happens to that, we are good. What do you think? What I really don't like this. I really don't, because it's good data, but it's not a true data. But either way, hey, as long as we're not seeing recession, there's hope, right? But keep doing what you're supposed to do with money. Be mindful of your discretionary spending and what you spend on, and we should be fine, right? All right, people, you know what to do. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.